What's up, gays? Jason Cucumber Striker back from the dead, aka I got the clothes out of my closet that's like 2 feet that way. With season 2 rapidly approaching on December the 18th and season 1 debuting just one day before me recording this, I've been in the fish tank mood to say the least. If you're unaware of what fish tank is, this is not the video for you. I have a playlist that you can click up there. I'll leave it in the description that covers the entirety of what fish tank is and the season 1 and just everything that happened in general. So no, this is going to be a top 10 list of top 10 moments from season 1, in my opinion, and if you feel differently, then f you. You can also let me know how wrong I am in the comment section and why you disagree with my list. Also, subscribe if you want more fish tank content coming out over the next few months as well, and I'm gay. And spoilers going forward. Number 10, the slap heard round the world. This was a rough one to watch, but a little context for how we got here. Frank Hassle had recently been kicked out for biological warfare.
I mean, it wasn't me who shit on the floor.
You said I could do it.
And Mauro had left the tank of his own volition due to the whole Simmons incident.
The reason why I left was because I just didn't feel comfortable being there.
Mauro had just recently returned at this point and had met AirSoftFatty or Chris for the first time. They would instantly be at odds as Chris was in this phase where he would essentially just freak out and have these emotional breakdowns and spiral out of control on everyone around him. Tough boy Mauro wasn't having it, and him and Chris got into an argument. They ended up throwing like bottles.
My first day with Maria. Well, you fucking shut up because I'm running on station to your face every night.
Later that night, Chris would request to leave the show, aka he went to go film a sketch for World Peace Season 2. And on his way out, Mauro would give a peace offering to Chris in the form of a mutual slap to the face, which Mauro clearly takes advantage of the situation and sends Chris to the Shadow Realm. A few nights later though, Chris and Frank Hassle both returned to the show. Frank is not too happy with how Mauro conducted himself during the slap peace offering, so he kicked the door open on Mauro when he was pooping. Twice.
Is it occupied? They could be? Yeah, I know. Let's go on. Hey, bud.
Mauro runs into the basement in tears, leaving the show, and then Frank throws Mauro's luggage around the house to assert dominance.
What happened up there? What's happening? Mauro. You're leaving? Mauro.
Number 9, Simmons ejected.
Shut the up!
Hands down, Simmons was the most brutal elimination from the fish tank. You see, a couple of days prior, Twitter had been abuzz with all this leaked information about Simmons. People had done a deep dive on him and dug up every little crevice of his life. They found some extremely creepy posts that he did on Instagram regarding children, and even creepier books that he wrote and had for sale on Amazon. One of the books, which was the most concerning, was a how-to on how to date campers as a camp counselor, because he used to be a camp counselor for teenagers while he was an adult. Gold Striker shows up the day after all this info had been revealed online and makes Simmons sing karaoke. He unironically sings Baby by Justin Bieber. Then Gold Striker starts to read Simmons' book to the fish, asking some questions.
I just keep excerpts of books that I like on my phone. I'm not a freak. Sexual harassment warning, like every culture there are customs when you hit on boys and girls. So does camp counselors who work at camp nowadays are mostly college kids from all over the world. Of course they would expect a romantic experience. You gotta do it the right way or you might get fired. What's that referring to? What does that mean? That struck my curiosity. That piqued my interest. It made me wonder. Questions cropped up in my mind. What could this be referring to?
And then proceeds to kick him off the show in perfect Cantonese.
Well, Simmons, allow me to say something that you'll understand in your language. Okay. 我要把你踢出节目. Translation, I'm kicking you off the show. Effective immediately, we'll be walking you out, taking you to a bus station in Fall River, and saying goodbye. You have 1.5 minutes to get your shit.
And while Simmons is leaving, he chases him around the house and taunts him as he's getting kicked out.
I guess the career in entertainment's gonna have to be rebooted elsewhere. Maybe as a VTuber. Make some bucks. Maybe make a few bucks on YouTube. We're going to Fall River to get the bus. We're going on a bus trip to nowhere. We're not going anywhere in particular. We're just going to Fall River. Just gonna get this door warmed up for him. Oh yeah. Get those hinges heated up. Get those hinges ready. Boom. Open. Close. Open. Close. Eviction status incomplete. Eviction in progress. Door closing, opening. Practice. Could have cost me a lot of money. Goodbye.
Oh no!
Make sure he makes it to the nearest bus stop.
Oh no, bro!
Shut the up. Good lord.
Number 8, new sheriff in town. Frank Hassle was nominated as sheriff to enforce the laws of then Fish Tank president Simon. Not Simmons, but his clone. One such law was a ban on vaping, smoking, or any nicotine in general. That night he had asked to see Sylvia's vape, smashes it, and then immediately starts smoking a cigarette because he is above the law.
Are you done eating it?
No nicotine.
I know there's a cigarette butt on stage.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this whole thing happened on Frank Hassle's first night in the fish tank, so no one really knew who he was. At least the contestants didn't really know who he was or what he was about. He then drenches her with a water gun, steals her bed, pours water on the mattress, and when she tries to take it back, pours water on her as well. Without a bed and blackout drunk, Sylvia goes downstairs to complain to everyone for like an hour.
Don't, Frank. I don't want to watch you.
Go out in the garage and work out. I'll think about it.
It's worth mentioning also, throughout this whole exchange, Sylvia was seemingly flirting with Frank, who kind of passed on her advances, so it's very possible that there was like a scorned woman type of situation going on here. She then starts assaulting Frank sensually when he won't let her go upstairs.
I'm being touched. I'm being touched. She's touching me.
Why does she touch?
She just keeps touching me with her hands and her legs, rubbing up against me.
Chris ends up being pushed to his limits with Sylvia's complaining, and they have an epic argument.
I'm not scared of you. I just don't want to talk to you right now. Alright? Deal with your bullshit.
I wasn't talking about you. Not everything's about you, bro.
I don't give a f. I don't want to hear your shit, dude. For the past 2 hours it's going on. He's gone. He's out.
Sylvia then plays Fall Guys solo. Frank sprays all of her stuff with fart spray and sleeps on her bed. One of the producers feels bad for her and gets her a new bed for a blackout drunk Sylvia. Keep in mind, it's like 3 or 4 a.m. right now, but she is way too drunk to move the bed all by herself and starts talking behind the backs of the producers. So they come back up and take the bed back, and she has to sleep on the couch. Number 7, Fatty falling up. This was a huge meme on Twitter. I remember actually, like, I missed this moment when it happened live, and I was just scrolling through Twitter to see if there's any updates, and like my entire timeline for like hours was just people reposting this meme. For context, Chris started beefing with Letty after she rejected his advances.
You gotta do it.
I'm not like into him.
I don't care. Do what I tell you to do. Just do it, okay? Just do it. 3, 2, 1, sleep.
He ended up puking milk on her, so Letty dumps toilet water on his clothes in retaliation. This was after pee and poo had been deemed illegal by house law. More on this later. Chris is extremely upset about all his wet and gross belongings.
And Josie should be praised.
And as he goes up the stairs to pout, he somehow manages to defy gravity. Jet is forced to pull Letty aside and to let her know that the toilet ceasefire also applies to the water.
This time, no more toilet. What? No more toilet.
No more toilet.
No more toilet.
But
Letty, no more toilet. No more toilet, Letty.
But tell him not to fucking throw up on me, spit on me, or throw dildos at me.
Number 6, Massage Pro Plus.
Okay, I'm like, it looks like poop stains.
The same night as Chris and Frank Hassle returned with Mauro leaving, which was probably the wildest night in the entire first season, that night we also did see like a lot of other guests just stop by to party. We had Alex Stein, Brandon Buckingham, but the producers also brought in Soraya, a literal fat black hooker that they paid to hook up with AirSoftFatty. Soraya and Chris go upstairs. They start things off slowly with a massage, but things turn south very quickly when Soraya makes some unfortunate discoveries.
Because I feel like the bed is kind of dirty. I'm scared to lay down on that bed. And honestly, I'm so sorry, but when I was like massaging you, there's something on like your butt crack.
Old stage from AirSoftFatty.
What's that?
Old stage from AirSoftFatty, sliding dirt.
Okay, I'm like, it looks like poop stains, and I got scared.
You're good.
Okay, well, I definitely need some more money now, because, you know.
A humiliated Chris locks himself in the bathroom. Jet, Jason, everyone, they try to get him out, but he's just too mortified to face anyone and he just wants to go home.
Soraya, listen, I swear to God, and she said there's a second chance for you waiting, okay?
I don't want a second chance.
Okay.
I want let them alone.
Okay. I'll come back in a little bit.
Eventually, Frank Hassle manages to talk him off the ledge, and he comes back downstairs to party, and they give him a new haircut to celebrate.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You look cool, bro.
Number 5, Hell in the Cell 1. The Cell 1 challenge was good, but not one of like the bigger moments in and of itself, but there were so many like moments and little pieces inside of it that those things became such big memes that were almost kind of like divorced from the purpose of the cell. They just kind of happened within it, that I think it's just worth mentioning the thing as a whole. The basic premise is that the fish are all locked in a single room. The last one to leave wins money. The first of the big moments was the birth of the JJJ meme. TTS had organically created it after people started targeting John with messages after the stress he endured the night before with Simmons being ejected. First, it was just encouraging messages.
Guys, please spin the bottle. Also, we love you, John.
Then they began adding more Johns.
John, Johnny Boy, John or Johnny John, the great John Traversal John Tent.
Then it devolved into just the word John and the letter J.
John, N-O-J, John, N-O-J, John, J, 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 J.
And finally, in its final form, just a bunch of J's.
I'm the only person here if I get...
I am your mom. I am your dad. I love you, John, J, 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 J. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, 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 J.
Twitter.
I just sold my house so that I could J. Literally though, John J. Keep it up, Top J Love from Australia. Just kidding, John, I am not really from Australia. JJJJJJJ.
There was also the entity that made its debut, which I think it was teased in like the first episode even maybe. But his on-camera debut was completely overshadowed by John kicking a hole in the wall. Now, just to preface this, I gotta say the mics in season 1, they sucked. Like, anytime anything would get remotely loud, they would peak and just distort. Sometimes you couldn't hear what was going on. Other times it honestly, I think, added to the bits. And this was one of those moments because I'm gonna show you this video of just, it was one guy's experience watching the show, but that was my experience seeing this moment live myself, and like many other people I've talked to, they all kind of had a very similar experience.
What the f is making that noise?
John also accidentally gives himself a concussion. This was kind of one of those moments where I think you kind of just had to see it live. Like, there's no way to really translate this into like the edited version of the show, because that was just everyone's reaction. Like, what is that noise? Where is it coming from? And you see that like few seconds of chaos. It was just hilarious. It's also worth noting in the AM, there was a moment in the morning that had me like dry heaving from laughing. John, with the attempt to torture the remaining fish in the room, started reading Bible verses on the karaoke machine. Number 4, passports and God.
Why would we let you break your passport, motherfucker?
This was definitely one of the more intense moments on the show. One of the few moments where Sam, Jason Goldstriker, actually ended up breaking character. Letty had found John's Bible, and the producers peer pressured her into throwing it into the washing machine.
Hey, your laundry's done.
For 2 cycles. Which completely broke the washing machine.
The washer's ruined. God damn it.
John then finds his Bible, which was transformed into a gray sludge, which he flung at Letty in an autism rage. No one was really able to calm him down, so he hid under the stairs in the garage and barricaded himself with trash.
You sound a strong favor to yourself.
A strong favor to myself if you guys leave me alone, so I can calm myself down.
The only way the producers could barter with him to come out was allow him to destroy one of Letty's belongings in retaliation. So John went straight for her passport, literally the only thing he wasn't allowed to destroy, because Letty is Canadian and she would have been stuck in the US on Sam Hyde's dime. Sam, who fully broke character, now manages to recover the passport. But let's pause that for a second, because this actually directly leads into moment number 3. Number 3, Jason versus everything.
I'll fix it later.
Mostly cabinets. Jason Goldstriker as a character is aggressive, to say the least. He constantly is going into rages and just breaking things seemingly for no reason. Not too dissimilar to Sam Hyde.
That's pro video equipment right there. I love it. I love this GoPro. Wow, look, action cam. Action right into the pumpkin tarts.
There was definitely moments that became memes online, like the cabinets and the fridge, etc. But I think there was so many like fun moments of him just being destructive that I figured I'd just kind of make them all into a little montage for you.
Where's the ice cream in this freaking joint? Huh? There we go.
And,
Oh, shit. Masterminding much?
Hey, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint?
Sorry, guys, sorry. bad news is, you're not locked in here for real.
Hey, wise guy, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint?
God damn it! What are you doing? The good news is, you're in a fish tank. Bust jump.
Power food! Oh! Ultimate power! Hey, wise guy, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint?
I'll fix it later. I'll break it more later. Why would we let you break your passport, mother?
Hey, wise guy, what's the big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint?
Oh, okay?
Yeah.
Is that good? Yeah. Are we gonna take?
Number 2, a wonky ending.
My boy, my beautiful boy!
The ending for Fish Tank was truly Kino. With Letty and Josie neck and neck in the final competition, things did kind of have this feeling of like tapering off. Like the energy did kind of feel like it was dying off as we were getting to the crescendo. But Sam and Jet saved it with the Willy Wonka ending. When they were announcing the winners, Letty ends up getting disqualified for cheating. She had been caught smoking weed a couple days earlier.
But here's the thing. You smoked weed, and the first poster that Jet made in the kitchen is no phones, no weed. Get a trip report.
Trip report? CBD trip report?
How high are you on a scale of 1 to 100?
0.
Gold Striker has Josie read the contract for the first time.
The contract is stapled in the lower right corner. Wouldn't that throw you off right away? Read this underlined part for me, okay? If you can.
There is no guarantee that the participant will receive any compensation during their time as a participant in the fish tank.
Death penalty.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oops, we got scammed.
And then Sam, who breaks character, goes off on the fans for being losers for even watching the show in the first place.
I f***ing hate you. I hate you. Okay? Because here's the thing. All the production hiccups that we talked about, the show almost getting shut down, half that shit was from you. Half that shit was from you. Trying to shut that. You watch the show, but you're trying to get it shut down. Looks like you got what you wanted. You got what you wanted. You finally got it. The show's shut down. Oops! Right before the final contest. Big whoopsie! If you think streaming is a good thing to watch, my man, you're watching people pick up pieces of shit and turds off a floor for 6 weeks, losing sleep. You're in a hospital bed. Fish tank saved my life. I'm in the hospital. F*** you. You serious? You're watching people pick their nose for 6 weeks? You f***ing idiots. There's an entire universe of good literature, movies, music for you to enjoy, but you're watching people smearing chocolate ice cream on the wall and say it's the best thing ever. It makes me sick.
He then tells Letty and Josie that he trolled them and they're both getting nothing. Then comes the turn that I don't think anyone was really expecting. All the things that I've mentioned so far leading up to this moment and everything that's about to come afterwards completely mirrors the ending to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Chris tries to reason with Sam.
Chris, my reputation can't go any lower.
It can. It can always go lower.
She broke the rules!
Who?
Josie!
Because he broke the rules. What rules?
If
It says right here in plain English.
Under Section 37B of the contract signed by him.
Quid quo pro ex republica.
Memo bis punitor delicatum.
She gets no fish box, no money, nothing.
So you get nothing.
Good day, sir. You lose. Goodbye. Out.
You lose. Good day, sir.
In a weary world.
Josie.
Charlie.
My boy, my beautiful boy.
You won. You did it. You did it. I knew you would.
You won. You won the fish tank. You win.
And has a real emotional moment with the contestants and the crew as they say their final goodbyes.
Actor to actor, you were so good. And you knew immediately, like first thing, that we needed a villain to make the show interesting. And I hate when people overact. I can't take it. I want to kill them. But here's the thing about that. You know, anybody can go out there and hack someone apart with a machete. But if you're using a scalpel, you have to cut around the good tissue, take out the bad. And there's an aspect to certain performing that's like playing chicken with the truth. And you did really good. It's just really good.
Number 1, the closet. I originally had this moment at number 2, and I had number 2 at number 1, but I think when I thought about it as I was writing the script, as ridiculous and entertaining the Willy Wonka ending was, I think this moment better encapsulates what the show actually is and like what it stands for. Yes, the Wonka ending was a bit that had like a lot of improv, and there was a lot of places that thing could have went wrong, but at the end of the day, it was a bit that they kind of had to rehearse, and there had to have like loose talking points. The closet was this kind of organic moment that just fell in the laps of the producers, and then they kind of took it and molded it into this like memorable, dramatic moment of comedy. It's something that I think could only really exist in the medium of Fish Tank, and that's what makes the show special. In Frank Hassle's first run on the show, he peed on Vance's bed. Letty, who is Frank's sidekick at this point, also poured a cup of her piss on Vance's bed. Frank, who bears no allegiances, pooped in a cup and left it in Letty's room to mess with her. But the unfazed Letty then takes it and dumps it in Sylvia's closet next to her luggage. Sylvia finds it and is understandably not happy. Jet straight up lies and says someone paid to have the cameras taken down in the room where the crime was committed. Her and the producers try to get to the bottom of what happened, but no one seems to want to fess up.
Someone donated to take the camera in that room down, so I was just trying to look through the archive.
Which leads to Jet having to perform interrogations on all the fish and freeloaders, with Josie serving as his deputy.
It wasn't staff.
Picked it up, because who else is going to pick up someone else's
Letty. Letty would definitely pick up someone else.
Search your room?
You have full authorization to search Letty's room. You need backup screen.
This was Jet at his finest. Like him doing the interrogations. I obviously can't show the entire thing, but man, it was like some of the funniest I've ever seen.
You're telling me Sylvia would do a false flag poop job in her own closet to frame Frank?
I think so. She's ruthless. She would do anything to get him in jail. She put a used tampon on his head. You think she's above pooping?
Letty, that wasn't a used tampon. That was a tea bag with barbecue sauce on it. I know damn well when I see a used tampon.
Oh, well, I didn't get a good look at
So
it.
every 30 days, in my penthouse, there's several tampons in the trash can. I don't take my trash out that often. Okay? I know what they look like. I know the smell. That was barbecue sauce. Damn well I know that was barbecue sauce.
You smelled the
Letty,
tampon?
well, it's a very pungent odor. Unlike some people in this house, I have a sense of smell. You know what else I smelled when I came in?
What?
Delta 8. Empty your pockets.
I don't have Delta 8.
What is this, some sort of knife?
That's my hairbrush.
Yeah, sure. What are these, fucking weed gummies?
Tic Tacs.
He just played the part and like rolled with the punches so freaking well. Letty is suspect number 1, or I guess number 2, so she needs to bring in Chris as her lawyer to make sure she doesn't incriminate herself during her second interrogation.
But she is answering every question you
Yeah, she's answering every question.
So why are you getting upset if she's answering your questions, my
Because she's talking about perks. She was talking about, she doesn't
Yes,
understand.
she's trying to make sure it's worth it, because if she is involved, she doesn't want to be put in danger, because clearly the pooper would put her life in danger.
Jet boils it down to 3 suspects, Letty, Simon, and Chip, who will have to defend themselves in a trial. After the trial, the jury deliberates, and Chris refuses to give Letty a guilty verdict, leaving to a hung jury.
However, her poops are more like rabbit turd.
Have you seen it?
Have you seen her
Have I
poops?
seen the poop? Yes, I've seen the poop.
How have you seen her in the cup, right? How have you seen her shit, Chris? How do you know what her shit looks like, rabbit poops?
Tell us how you know what her poop looks like.
She's told me about it. Now look.
Wow. You guys getting this? You guys getting this?
That's insane.
She's talked about her poops.
That's insane.
Oh, are you serious?
Let me finish.
She's talked about her poops with you? What's she said?
With the jury unable to decide between Letty and Simon, Chip had OD'd and never made it to trial. Jet ends up getting bored and just leaving.
Raise your hand if you think Letty is guilty. Still inconclusive. Alright, we're done playing cop. If you guys don't want to come to a verdict, we'll just take the and we'll just throw it outside.
Days later, it gets revealed that it was indeed Frank who pooed, and he is ceremoniously kicked off the show for biological warfare.
I mean, it wasn't me who shit on the floor.
You said I could do it.
Yeah, I thought it was
You
funny.
gave me authorization to do it.
No, Frank, it was
You told me
funny.
that I could do it.
It was funny. It was funny.
As he completely rages and destroys the house. And that, kids, is how Pee and Poo got banned from the show.